Ewan McGregor, of course, worked with Ron Howard on the show, and Howard is still associated with Happy Days.
Yeah.
And so when you would leave, when you would walk off the set, and people would see you, they would think you were Fonzie?
Well, I don't think that they thought I was the Fonz, but he came on set one day.
Oh, he did?
Henry Winkler.
Yes.
And it was really interesting too, because everybody on the crew suddenly stopped, and I was thinking, what's the matter? And they looked over, and there was Ron with. I'm desperately worried I'm going to get his name wrong. Henry Winkler. And the two of them were walking around, and it was the Fonz, you know, and it was just extraordinary.
So you saw that show, Happy Days?
Yes, we did have that. We had that one. What was the other one that Ron did, though, before that was...
Oh, Mayberry. RFT. Andy Griffith. Was it the Andy Griffith show? I don't remember.
Those shows I wasn't familiar with, but certainly from the...
You and he was that big.
He was tiny.
Throw pebbles in the lake and all that.
So cute.
He was cute. But he is really cute. And it's a great mark of a director, I always think, when you want to hang around with them in between takes and everything. And when the camera's been set up, there's always a lull for the actors. But I'd always just find myself with Ron, because I wanted to chat to him.
Sure.
He's such a sweet, lovely man. And I was just happy, you know, the filming got in the way of our conversation. So, you know, which is a good sign, I think.
Did you see the Da Vinci Code when it came out?
I didn't.
You didn't see it?
I have a slight aversion to tidal waves of publicity about films.
Ah, right.
So I tend to kind of not go and see them. I think it's a kind of...
It's ironic that you're caught up in one right now.
Yeah, I know. Hypocrite. Anyway. But I think I've slightly... It's like an inverted snobbery. I think if there's a huge amount spoken about a film, I'm like, well, I'm not going to be able to see that. And then years and years later, I'll see it and go, oh, that film was really good. You know, people are going like, yes, it was good 6 years ago.
So you play a priest in this version.
Yeah.
Angels and Demons.
Yes.
And this priest was raised by the Pope. Is that what the story?
Yes. There's a interesting backstory. He's Irish, and he was brought up in the Vatican. And there's a bit of backstory that his parents were killed in a bombing in Ireland, protesting a visit from a cardinal. And the cardinal felt so bad about that he adopts the child, and the child is brought up in the Vatican, I guess, as a kind of seminary school or whatever it might be.
And so now this fellow is the chief confidant of the Pope.
Yes, I'm called his Camerlengo, and which is a position of the Pope's. It's like the Pope's right-hand man, his aide. And there's in Vatican law. It's written that when the Pope dies, when he passes away, the Camerlengo is effectively in charge of the Vatican until the next Pope is elected.
I never knew that, really.
Yeah, so that's where our story starts.
He's just still a priest. He's not a
he's not a cardinal. And he probably would be. In reality, he would probably, I think, definitely be a cardinal. But in our film, he's not, which makes this kind of status even. There's more difference between him and the cardinals, and
yeah, sure.
Well, you'll see when you all go and see the film on Friday.
Anyway, the Pope is dead. The Catholic Church is preparing to elect a new Pope, and somebody's trying to destroy the Vatican.
There's a really old-fashioned, fast-moving thriller plot where there's a bomb, which actually, and they've created antimatter, and at the center of the movie is this debate with religion and science and whether the two can come together. And science is claiming the act of creation with this antimatter, but someone's stolen it and hidden it in the Vatican somewhere. So the clock is ticking away, and when the clock ticks to 0, the whole of Vatican City will be imploded or exploded.
So there's a race to get this thing discovered, and Tom Hanks is
brought in to solve the clues.
And then you have this discussion with Tom Hanks. You want to find out if he believes in God.
He wants to go into the archives, and because of all the business in the Da Vinci Code, the Catholic Church don't want him to go into their archives. So I challenge him in this moment to decide whether to allow him in the archives or not.
Take a look at this.
Christianity's most sacred codices are in that archive. Given your recent entanglement with the Church, there is a question I'd like to ask you first here, in the office of His Holiness. Do you believe in God, sir?
Father, I simply believe that religion...
I did not ask if you believe what man says about God. I asked if you believe in God.
I'm an academic. My mind tells me I will never understand God.
And your heart?
Tells me I'm not meant to. Faith is a gift. that I have yet to receive.
Good scene from Angels and Demons, opening time Friday.